Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and jelly babies. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XII. You're here with Morris. I need to remember to put my microphone on. It's on right now. I've checked and double-checked, and it is on. But I can't believe I've been doing this years, and I still make the same rookie mistakes that I have always made. It's kind of incredible. Can you believe that? The answer's probably yes, actually. You can believe that. It's very believable. I don't know why I sound so shocked. But yeah, here we are, back with Final Fantasy XII. Welcome back. Hope everybody is well. Don't just say that you're well, either. If I say, how are you doing, and you say, I'm okay, don't just say that. You know, you're allowed to be honest. Because people do that. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they don't want to bother you. Because I always ask people how they're doing. You know, at work or wherever I am. And people always say, yeah, I'm okay. But it never sounds genuine. It never sounds genuine. And how many times, you know, think of the time in your life when you had absolutely nothing going on that you were thinking about. Probably not too many times, you know? So I always feel like people are maybe lying to me. Maybe I think about it too much, you know? But I just think that if we were all just a little bit more honest about how we were feeling day to day, probably be a lot happier overall. Wow, it's getting really deep for you know, like 2 minutes in. Really getting into it. Don't know, maybe I'm having one of those days. It's weekend, I got time to think. It's all good. Anyway, yes, at the end of the last part, we'd beaten the rather infuriating boss, the Mandragoras. And made it into the Sochin Cave Palace. I think it's Sochin. It's either that or Sochen, but Sochen doesn't sound right. I mean, I'm not known for getting pronunciations correct, but I'm going with Sochin Cave Palace. Whatever the case, we're in the palace. We're in an underground palace. I remember what I was saying about these enemies being really, really frustrating. Well, here we are. And boy, are they. And they can gang up on you, and it can get real nasty. I'm glad we got this shield. This is a good decision, because I would have probably died there had I not had this shield. And yeah, thank you, Penella, for reminding me. We should probably focus a little bit on leveling up. Because I'm getting a little bit worried that we're making too much progress too quickly. And it's not a sign of being really good at the game. I mean, what are we on, like 30 episodes? You probably figured out that I have a decent knowledge of the game, but most of the time I really have no idea what's going to happen. And you know, the game is actively going against me as I'm talking about what I'm doing. Tends to happen a lot. It's the commentator's curse, you know? It happens if you watch anything that has commentary, it's impossible to get it right. Anyway, this area, it is kind of tough. You can just get swarmed. The enemies individually aren't that tough, but you really can get swarmed by these things if you try and go too deep too quickly. Whoa, not like that. Come on, this channel's better than those jokes. We don't need to lower the tone like that. And no, I did not miss the map. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't disturbed. But this area, yeah, it is rather short compared to the other areas that we've been through, which are a bit more, you know, free roam, quite expansive, leading off to different areas. This one, as you can see, it looks like there's a lot of paths, but it's pretty linear. The reason it does have a lot of paths is because you see that kind of little tiny island in the middle there. It does hold some chests which have some unique goodies in there, but nothing that we really need to spend time getting right now. I'm glad that hit everyone. Because there is this area is really for an optional boss, which lies here. You can't even see the path to it because it's not open yet. There are a few sort of puzzles around here, and I think there's a hunt, and there's something else linked to it as well. There's all kinds of things linked to opening up this door to get to a boss. The boss, which we can't access right now, and even if we could, it would be way too tough for us to even do anything to it, so we don't need to worry about that. So yeah, it's just a straight shot to the end, pretty much. I'm excited. I'm feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty happy with our progress because we are on the doorstep to Arcades. Actually, no, we're on the street. But we're on the street next to the doorstep to Arcades. So we're making good progress is what I'm trying to get at here. I got 302 gil. That's fine, I guess. Where am I? Okay. But yeah, it's a waterfall puzzle. So you basically go through these areas in a particular way, and you know, some paths will open up and some paths will close, and you've just got to kind of... I don't really know how you're supposed to figure it out without a guide, honestly. I think even back in the day I must have looked it up, because I was reading about it just before. It doesn't seem like something you can really figure out by yourself. I always wonder what game developers, you know, what their attitudes are to sort of secrets in games these days, because secrets were such a big... See, like, I can't get through there unless I go a certain way. But secrets used to be such a big part of games. Finding hidden things, things that, you know, people putting things in games which, you know, a lot of players might never see, might never even hear about. I just think it's interesting that nowadays you can't really do that at all, you know? Matters very little what game it is. It's always gonna have a group of kind of these die-hard fans who just, you know, delve right in. They just mine information about games and set up wikis about them, and you know, it's just it happens just straight away almost. Pretty incredible. I mean, great for me, who, you know, I don't really have as much time, don't really have as much free time as I did. You wouldn't know it from the amount of videos I've made over the years. But yeah, they don't have as much free time to just kind of sit and play and just experiment and explore and things. It's nice to feel like, it's nice to have somewhere to go online to kind of get all this information. So I feel like I'm getting more out of games, you know, out of the price I'm paying for them. This floats thing was a good idea. I'm happy with this. I'm not happy with this. Hang on. I actually don't want to go out there just yet. Alright, now I want to go. Oh, he's attacking that one. That's not good. Okay, which one has the least health? Come on, guys. We're working as a team here. I really need to, when we do get to Arcades, I do need to buy some weapons, I think. And maybe some armor as well. Because Bosch, you know, he's doing well. But he's actually got the least attack power now regarding his weapon than anyone in the whole party. Pinello is tied for first place in terms of just raw attack power. I think Balthier is technically doing the most damage, but yeah, that 4 figures, I mean, that's never going to get old, is it? So yeah, we could just run straight to the end here, but I do want to fight. I do want to fight these enemies. I do want to get the XP. It's not a terrible amount, but I mean, what levels are we looking at here? 31, 30, and 32. Slightly mismatched, perhaps. But there's a couple of pretty tough bosses coming up. And it does really feel like these areas are a massive step up from what we used to. I mean, when you think about it, we're not doing too badly. Got the occasional KO, but you know, we're nowhere near a game over, so we must be doing something right, which is always nice to know. But yeah, this whole kind of temple area also links to the puzzle. I think you have to open up all these doors in a particular order, which will in turn open up another door, which leads to the boss, etc. All that kind of good stuff. I think this door here is the magic door leading to the magic optional boss. Whoa! That was aggressive. I think I'm getting a little bit too excited about getting to arcades. Mostly because we've gone through that many areas for that many enemies. We're going to have a lot of loot to sell. So that should nicely allow us to fund these extra weapons. So yeah, that probably will not open. Some unknown mechanism holds it fast. I don't mind. I don't mind that I can't get in. I actually prefer it that way. But yeah, the boss in there is another one of those worm-type bosses. Which seem to be the sort of god bosses of this world. And I want to heal up, and then maybe switch out the party a little bit. I mean, we're right near the end of this area, but like I say, every little helps. See how these guys fare. Probably not great. Looking at him. Fran is probably the most underdeveloped character here. Wow, 4 of them? Wow. The Wendigos. I love that name. It will always now remind me of Until Dawn. Oh my goodness me, she's dead. That's fine. Oh god, hitting these things with Berserk, probably not the best idea. Yeah, Fran will ultimately become a character, like a useful one. She is the Black Mage, it's just we don't really use black magic that much. There's only a few instances where it might be useful. But yes, I think I will, I mean, the boss is right there. And then we're done. So this is, what are we, I read it as 13 minutes, so yeah, that's not a huge area. We may see some of it later. So we'll give the boss a go, I guess. Turn a few different gambits on, I think. Take that off. This is another status effect boss. We can take float off now that I think about it. Oh. Wow, we've come a long way. And one thing to remember about this boss is it does cast ice spells, so I'm actually going to switch the crystal shield down to the ice shield. Because although the stats are worse, it might balance out by not taking as much damage from those ice attacks. But yeah, we'll see. I don't really know how it's going to go. Is there any maybe last second licenses that we can get for health and things? I need to really spend some real time looking at this board. I don't actually want to do too much with it because there's all these out here, which we can't get to yet, but the only way you're really going to know how useful it's going to be, these slots, is when you actually unlock all of the different espers, most of which are optional. Well, all of them are optional, I think, apart from the first one that you fight. So it's like you don't really know how the character's going to pan out in terms of espers and these extra kind of. Because one will undoubtedly show up here, I think. Maybe? I don't know. But the point is, it's best to have a full board so you know all of your options. So I'm kind of hesitant to sort of go down into these areas just yet. Anyway, what else we got? What else are we looking at? Increased battle damage? Always. Every little helps with this guy. Maybe increase max health also. Wow, there's a lot of cool swords here. None of which I have. That Asuna looks pretty tasty over there. Yeah, let's might as well get the health. Balthier, come on, there's got to be something here. Another max health. I'll get that. It's easy to forget about those, but you still need them. And yes, light armor. Probably need to invest in that at some point. It's another one I've been neglecting a little bit. Alright, that'll probably do it. And Penelo. Penelo's always on the cusp of having no license points. Reduce action time, that's always one of my favorites. They really build up over the course of the game. Gain MP after dealing magic damage, She doesn't really do any... Again, doesn't do any black magic, so... Increase magic potency, She's pretty potent, is our Penelo. So don't know how useful that would be. I mean, she's undoubtedly probably the best character. For our setup, almost certainly the best character. Alright, I'll get another battle lore, why not? My treat. Alright, let's try it. Oh, the build-up. Wait, what was that? Is there a chest? Ah. A high potion. There's nothing in the way of, you know, like essential chests around here. There are some good ones, but they're in the optional boss area, which we can't access, so... Forget about that. We don't need that. So this boss is level 38, which is pretty tough considering our levels are 31 and 32. But we'll see how it goes. And again, its main thing is status effects. Like Toxify. Which missed. Hopefully Balthier is in a decent enough range to not get hit by some of these AoE things. Look at that, he's backing up, he's loving it. No, don't get Toxified. Okay, well, that's fine. Toxify sounds more deadly than it is. It is just poison. Try and move him over here. Because this is a Wraith type enemy, can be very frustrating when, you know, it plays by the same rules as the normal Wraith enemies, in that while they're teleporting, they can't be damaged. So if you can keep him in like one area like this, that's the way you want to play it. So this is the main thing that this boss does, is that it splits itself up. But fortunately these clones, although they do attack, they do damage, they aren't that bad. They aren't that strong. It's just sometimes very difficult to even know which one you're even looking at. This could be a problem. Confuse is always a problem. Now hopefully she'll just attack herself. But if not, might need Balthier just to chuck something on her. Might set up a gambit for this, actually. Balthier probably won't get hit by this that much. What's the, what even is the thing that removes... Oh, it's one of them. Just throw some sand in her eyes. Let's do that. And then give her a spear back. Yeah, I don't even know where that clone actually went. It just died. So what so I think remedies remove Doom, but I don't actually know if I have. You can only remedies are an interesting one because again, you have to buy the right licenses for the remedies to do what you want them to do. Sorry, I'm just concentrating. That was the sound of me concentrating. See, we're doing okay, but once the clones show up, and I do have Doom on, so there's going to be a pretty hairy period at some point here. You see that this is the problem, is when they all start teleporting around and you just can't hit anyone. You kind of just have to let things play out a little bit. Because they can all do the same sort of attack, so if they all cast AoE at the same time, that's just a problem. It's a problem for everyone. I'm gonna die soon. So it's really focus on the clones, and then focus on the boss. I really want to back Balthier up a little bit. I would say I was expecting more ice spells than this. Than none at all. Oh, there he goes. And here he is. So now Penelo is immobilized. That's new. It's not a massive problem. I think immobilize wears off. In fact, if he's not going to use ice spells, I'm going to put that other shield on. And just hope that... Oh god, oh god. Okay, that's... Okay, let's take your sword off you for a second there, Bosch. It's really helpful that you can do that at any point, because it completely cancels their attack. Alright, where's that sword gone? Oh, it's right here. You can see how the damage output, not quite as quick as it was at the beginning of the fight here, but we're doing okay. I blocked my own attack. That's Bosch fighting his inner demons right there. I actually think Balthier is not doing that much damage, because aren't guns like super weak against this type of enemy? Might be better to equip a crossbow here. Look how many there are! If things get real bad, we will just dip into a quickening chain. In fact, we might just do that right now. But the problem with the quickening is I don't know which one to aim at. We just need to get rid of one of them. Okay, this one here, this one is the one that's not real. So let's go after this one. Okay, that's one. Okay, I keep hitting the one that's real somehow, even though I'm aiming for different ones. Doing okay. We're doing okay here. So if I can find which one's real, then a quickening will end this fight rather nicely, because I cannot even see the amount of things flying around right now. Okay, that's real. That's... Is it teleporting? No, it's not. Right, let's hit it with a quickening. Oh no, he's... Oh god, oh god. Okay, we need... And that was the worst time for that to possibly happen. Oh my god, okay. Okay. I need a Phoenix down on Penelo like yesterday. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. All Penelo has to do, bring him back, and then we're okay. God fucking damn it. He's confused again. Oh my god. I can't... Oh my god, they're all dead right at the end. Okay, okay, that's fine. Because you know what? We should have enough. We should have enough in us to just kill this guy now. We should be able to just about do enough damage. Wow, Fran. Wow. Yes! Oh, it's like he knew. He knew I wanted to do that quickening. Oh, wow, just Vaughn and Ash left. That's a cool dagger move he just did. Don't think I've ever seen that. That was not a very good example of how to do that, boss. I don't think I managed that very well. But fortunately, there's no more enemies between us and the end. I don't think. Oh wait, no, there's a big corridor full of enemies. Okay, never mind. In that case, let's bring Penella back and she can just fix everything, shall we? That's probably for the best. You know, these bosses are kind of tough at times, but I appreciate the two-phase boss. Or sometimes the three-phase boss. I like bosses with phases. It's no fun if it's all the same all the way through, you know? So even though that got a little bit dicey towards the end, it's much more enjoyable that way, don't you think? Might as well keep that gambit on for the sand. Alright, and just like that, we were okay again. Nah, I'm happy with that. I was pretty nervous about how that might go down. I thought it may take a second attempt with a bit of leveling, and it nearly did. That's a troll trap right there. Right after a boss? Come on. In fact, this whole area, really. The inclusion of this corridor is a bit... It's a little bit much, don't you think? Oh, I can put the gun back on, can't I? That might have actually gone better had we realised about the gun early on. Might as well stick with these three just to get out of here. I mean, this is the area, if you do need to level at this point in the game, this is kind of the area to do that. No shame in dipping back into this area to do so. Because the enemies in here, you know, they don't have too much going on. They're hard hitters, but other than that, easily manageable. But you can see how essential having the float spell is for dipping back into this area. Ah yes, precious maggoty flesh. Why would you pick that up and go, ah, this'll sell? Someone will pay money, cash money for this. I don't know how much logic there is in that. Some of it's like, oh yeah, a piece of magicite. Oh yeah, you know, I mean, it's sort of common, but people are paying for that kind of stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Valuable rocks. People pay money for rocks in the real world, so why not in this Final Fantasy world? But a strip of maggoty flesh, and it's worth more. I don't know. It must go towards making something else. That's the only thing I can think of. A concoction of some sort. Alright, where do I actually go from here? Because it looked like there was a staircase down there, but I don't really remember what that is. And this looks like an optional pathway. Oh, Penelo, there's no stopping you, is there? I imagine something rare perhaps spawns down here sometimes. That's the only logic to this little this little sidetrack here. So I'm just gonna check down these steps here as well. Oh, no. There are no steps, okay. That makes more sense. That's, whoa, yeah. That doesn't bode well for real life, does it? If I think there are steps where in fact there's just a huge pit. And I'm wearing glasses. It's pretty funny. I've got 2 pairs of glasses, and the last time when I bought them, I went to Specsavers, which I mean, you know, they're all right. They got a bit of variety. It's fine. But when I was buying them, they gave me the option of getting this sort of anti-glare stuff on the lenses. So you know, if you let's say you're driving at night. And, you know, sometimes, these days, headlights can be so unnecessarily bright, honestly. But it's meant to sort of get rid of that kind of glare. And, the woman, bless her, because obviously, it's the kind of add-on products that they've got to sort of upsell. So she was like, I'll just check if your current glasses have this anti-glare stuff on. And she took my old glasses off me. And just sort of twizzled them around a little bit and then went, no, it doesn't look like they have it on them. And I was like, well, I know that they don't because I didn't buy that last time. You don't have to do your whole sales spiel on me to try and convince me that, you know, that it's some like, oh, wow, oh, no, that you need to have this stuff on. Because I used to sell, like, add-on stuff for products, and you really do have to kind of, it's so obvious when you're doing it. So, but I played the game. I nodded along like, oh, right, okay, yeah, no. And I do have it. Like, I bought it because it sounded really good, not because of a sales technique, I'll tell you that. Although, to be honest, how would I know the difference? It's not that great. Don't know if I'll go for it next time. But, you know, glasses are expensive. It feels like it shouldn't cost this much to see. When before I could do it for free.
Ooh, smells less like a capital, more like a sewer.
Even empires have need of sewers. The runoff from Arcades proper pools here. Those who lack papers to live in the city itself. The mighty who have fallen, and the fallen who would be mighty. Their eyes never leave Arcades.
I guess it must be a lot nicer than this place.
Oh, to be sure. Arcades reeks of a different filth. Let's be off. We can follow our noses to Draclo.
So welcome to Old Arcades, forever in the shadow of the real Arcades, which is further on. See, now we're on the doorstep to Arcades, and this is where I'm going to leave it for now, guys. But thank you very much for watching this episode of Final Fantasy XII. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. See you later.